Hello, this is Scott, and today I'm going to teach you how to make some creepy little eyeballs for Halloween. What you're going to need for this project is some white yarn for the back of the eye, whatever color you'd like for the colored part. I made one in orange here, I made one in purple, and right now I'm going to make one in green. And you'll just need some red yarn for the veins on the back and some polyfill to fill it up. And this is a really easy tutorial. I'm going to do everything at the most basic level. I am using a Sentro 22 needle. You could also use an Addi. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our white yarn. We're going to cast it on. And that's just starting with your black needle or whichever one. We're going to go every other needle. And this is our cast on row. Then you lock that in, and I leave it at the loosest one. Now we're gonna do 13, spooky 13, right? 13 rows. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. You can tell I've used this a lot. 12, 13. That's 13 rows. Now, the way I take this off, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I've never had a problem just cutting it down here. And we're going to switch to our next color, which is going to be our, I guess pupil, I don't know, the outside ring color. No, pupil's the black one, isn't it? We're going to do 4 rows of this next color. And I'm going to show you how I do this so that I don't ever have to sew anything in. I just stick the new color in there and I leave the 2 together for just till the first one runs out. We're going to do 4 rows. Here we go. Here's row 1. Row 2. Here's row 3 and row 4. Pour Sentro. Now we're going to switch over to the black for the center. Now I did this orange one with 5 rows and I did the purple one with 4 rows. I think I like the 4 rows better, quite honestly. So I'm going to do 4 rows again with black. Stick your next color in there. Put it on the loosest. And we're going to go 4 rows. There's row 1. That was row 2. There's row 3. And here comes row 4. Now we're done with that. Now we've got to go back to our green color or whatever color you had for the thing, because we're gonna fold this when we're done. So put it on the black one and lock it in just like before. Now we'll put it on the loosest and 4 rows again. That's row 1. There's row 2 finished. Row 3 and row 4. And finally, we're going to go back to our white one last time here and do how many rows? You guessed it, 13. Why did I pick 13? Because it was fun and it works. So we're going to go ahead and lock that green down. There we go. Here's row 2, 3, 4. I'm going to throw my knife. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that might have been an extra. You know the beauty of this? It's very forgiving. Now I'm going to cut myself a nice long tail here because we're going to cast off at this point. And the way you do that is you take your little needle, put it in through there. And when it does that, you just cut off a little more because I'm not dealing with frayed yarn. There we go. Now, to cast off, whatever your last one that you locked in is locked. Now when this slides down, that is loose. So I'm just gonna let a few slide down here, and this is my first one. I always hold the one behind it because otherwise it'll pull out. Once you've done a few of these, you can get like 2 or 3 at a time, but I always hold the one behind it. 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter how many you grab, however many you can fit. You're gonna take all these off. Oops, now see, that one got loose. That's okay though, just grab it. That's why I put my finger there. You are almost done with this project already. Now you see how I got hung up in there a little bit? You can just back up and grab it off the needle if it's being rotten to you like that. You don't have to go around another time. See this? You can just grab it and pull it right off the needle like that. Now that you've got all of this, what you're going to do is we are going to actually fold this inside out a little bit. And then refold it so that what you get is a halfway of the real thing. Now you're gonna cinch the inside. I'm gonna get rid of the Sentro because we're done with it. You're gonna cinch the inside up, so that's half the white. I'm just gonna pull it closed. I don't deal with it. I just let it in there because I'm gonna use this other one to make it all work. Pull the second one in. Get it to looking like an eyeball. And then you're going to take your needle here and you're going to make the end work. So I'm just going to go in here, and the way I do it is I just kind of push up on it and I dig right in there so that I get a little bit of the bottom layer and the top layer. Again, there's a lot of ways to do this. This is just the one that I consider super easy and very friendly for a beginner. And then you're just going to kind of go in and out right at the end here multiple times to lock it down. Just grab it there. Doesn't matter where you grab it. You're just trying to sew this shut. How many times? Till you feel comfortable. I do 5 or 6. And then you're gonna go ahead and use this white yarn as part of the filling. So I'm just gonna pull it right through and just leave it in there. And now we're gonna get a big old piece of black yarn. I'm just gonna cut off a big piece. I don't know how much I need, probably that much will do. And polyfill this thing. You can see my insane spice rack over there, and hot sauce rack, I suppose. We have a problem here in this house. That's probably too much. Just go until it feels right. That feels like an eyeball to me. I like the rest. Make it a fat eyeball. Now, in the spirit of keeping this super beginner friendly, we're going to just tie a knot in this to make this happen. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of the black inside here, kind of in between. You see how that's halfway through the black? I'm just gonna grab a little bit here and make a knot. Oh, my eyeballs, guts are falling out there. I'm just gonna do just a plain old knot. I'll tie it twice. And that's all there is to that part. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cinch this black stuff shut. Watch this, whoop, gone, buried. I think I got too much polyfill here. We'll see in a minute. I'm gonna go inside of this black here, and I'm just going right through it. See how my needle's going right through the middle? And I'm gonna pull it out every once in a while just so I can pull it through. I'm gonna go right back down where I went in and go through some more. I'm gonna go all the way around that eyeball and make a cinch. And if you're worried about if you're doing it right, don't worry about it. As long as we get this piece of yarn all the way through the eyeball, it's gonna be fine. Like, did I go exactly where it was? Doesn't matter. Don't worry so much. Just go right between the layers. There we go. Now I'm pretty close to back to the beginning here. Does it matter if you go extra? Nope. Now, once I'm sure that I'm back to the beginning, I'm just gonna pull on it and watch. There goes our eyeball, closes. Don't pull it too hard or you'll break your yarn. And then we do the same thing as we did before. Just go in. I try to avoid the polyfill, try to stay above that, and then come back out. Just start closing that eyeball shut. See how it's shutting real nice for us? Try to stay away from that green too so that it stays low. Uh-oh, I lost it. It's okay. All right. And if you want to make this like look a little bit more black, you can go that direction. That's one thing I will say for the doing 5 of them is that it made the pupil a little rounder. And then once you're comfortable with how closed you've got that, you're just gonna bury the black yarn. Shove it through, pull it out the other side, give it a good tug, cut it off, and there it goes, it's gone. Now the last step of this is a step that you're going to do kinda as you see fit. That's the veins. So I'm gonna grab my red and just get a nice big hunk of red here. I don't know if you're measuring, it's that much. And again, to keep it easy, I'm just gonna go ahead and start right back here in the very back. And I'm gonna just make a knot. I'll do 3 of them. And then I'm just gonna cut it off there. Now, the way I did the veins was like this. I just went up as far as I felt like it. I'm gonna just go pretty high here. And then I kind of looped around in there. And then decide what direction you wanna go next. So I'm gonna make it shoot off that way. So I'm just gonna go over there, bring it that direction. And you see now it shoots that direction. I'm gonna go down over the one that I just made and maybe start a new one way down here. This is really up to you how you do this. See that? Now I got that shooting off that direction. Maybe I wanna make another one just go straight up. And you can experiment with whatever way you wanna do this. I don't think there is a right way. I'm gonna make just like a little nubber there at the end. come back down through it. See how that looks. Sure, that looks great. Now, here, I'll make another one. Going that way. And then we'll come back out down at the bottom. So you can just keep on making your veins as long as you'd like to. And then at the very end of this, just to end the tutorial, the last thing I did with the end was I just went back down to the bottom and went around it a couple times like this, just like I did the top, just to seal it off and give it a nice little vein ball there at the end. And then you're gonna shove your needle through somewhere, pull it out. I'm not gonna do that yet because I wanna finish this one. Cut this off and it'll disappear right into the middle. And you've got yourself another little spooky eyeball. You can push it around and make it look nice, but there's another spooky eyeball. So I hope this tutorial was good. Thank you so much, and have a great day.